There we go. Don't know what happened there, chat.
Yeah.
OBS kind of fumbled up a little bit, but we're into it. But no, I mean, yeah, this is just an interesting matchup. I think it's insanely strong right now for the Axel player, just because of the how Nagoriyuki has been toned down. But Axel, I think, is also just in a generally strong position at the moment.
He is in a strong position, but you see right there with that like level 2 blood gauge 5H check, it covers a lot of the mid-screen range that Axel wants to be sitting in. So there is still very much a real chance for any Doggo player to get in. Fukiuushima had to pop burst to try to stay in there on a 2S check. Oh, tried to bait the burst.
Doesn't need to bait it though. Is able to just close out the round. And what would I like to see more of? Probably just more command grab from both sides. Oh, little cheeky Fukio in with the crouch jab.
Yeah, but a good 2H check over there from CreakyAxe to get the side swap as well. And a nice 2H coming from Fukiuushima.
Closing that gap so fast, and there's that command grab I was looking for. Draining out that blood gauge, beefing up the defense. Oh, what was that? Was that a little duck under?
Yeah, I think it was just a quick little duck under, able to get the punish. And now this is the harder situation for Fukiuushima to be in. Like, you're just having to deal with this constant Axel pressure, sitting at ranges that you can't afford to press in without risking too much. Oh! Yeah, the juice. What a Beyblade! What a Beyblade coming in there.
That's a little cheeky there, chat. I don't agree with the verticality of that. I think maybe a grounded move should maybe stay a little bit closer to the ground. But, alright, so game 1 in the books to Fukiuushima. Do want to give a shout outs to the Treehouse. Gonna be a nice couple shows coming up here if you are into some anime games. They got Grand Blue, Exerd, Persona 4. I know there's definitely some Persona fans in the Discord.
You're talking to the person who runs the premier Persona 4 weekly tournament. So yeah, so of course there's Persona. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, definitely check out Treehouse though. He runs great events. 10 out of 10, always a blast. Just like this game has been a blast so far. Round start finally on camera this time, and you see, yeah, just like the Fukio back right there to just get out of the early Axel pressure, but immediately jumps back in, and now you have to hold this level 2 blood pressure.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, gets a little bit of space to work with, and then immediately slashed back into the corner. Going for the overhead that far away, so risky.
Yeah, it can generally be a little hard, but it's also hard for Nago to get a really good punish on it, so it may just be like a reset to neutral situation. But CreakyAxe doing a really good job just checking out Fukiuushima right now, not allowing them to get too much going in. And now pressure building back up once again, but not letting that risk gauge build all the way up this time.
Yeah, doing a much better job at trying to keep the distance, but the level 2 range that Nagoriyuki works in is sometimes insurmountable. And I don't typically think of Nagoriyuki as one of the harder characters to burst against, but apparently he's got some range on his normals.
Yeah, when you're sitting at that like max tip normal range, it can be actually a little hard to burst just due to the slight disjoints that are around and the unsuspecting recovery. But a good Beyblade. Oh, trying to bait burst potentially off that, even though burst wasn't there on the table. But Beyblade number 2 will make it work.
Oh, doesn't get the full length though, so not able to close out the round just yet. But there it is, coming on through. Second game now in the books. So this is looking really strong so far for Fukiuushima. Just really starting to run through the damage blocks here. And CreakyAxe definitely has a little bit of work to do.
Yeah, CreakyAxe, like they've had the right idea. They've been sitting at the right parts of the screen. They've been trying to like control the space. But as soon as Fukiuushima realizes, like, oh, they're just gonna like sit there and try to press, they will wait for them to call out a more obvious option, like a 5P, 6K, or like a 2H, and then just immediately provide the right call out answer to it. And checks them in, Fukio's in, and they're having to hold the Nago pressure again. It's kind of up to the Axel player to really be like weirdly on the aggressive in this matchup, because like I was saying at the top of the match, like Nago can interact with those ranges if you're not careful.
And this is a situation we've seen a couple times now, where the full screen is kind of gained here by CreakyAxe. But look at the blood. We're already in level 2, so that full screen advantage not as meaningful as you would think.
Good pressure there, nice, gets the throw. Gonna now be having to hold the safe jump and dealing with the stagger pressure. Just backdashes out there saying, I don't want to deal with it. I want to try to Beyblade in, but the rainwater connect.
was a really clean rainwater, especially with the PRC. I don't know if it was predictive or in reaction. I didn't see anything to show that there was going to be a Beyblade, but clearly CreakyAxe is ready.
Good block, nice full burst.
Red RC for the tempo, too far away for the tap dust though, but why are you trying to jump out? Fukiuushima knows.
Nice, like the jump back JP to try to catch the air-to-air attempt that Fukiuushima is trying to get in, but a 2S. Giving a good confirm, but not able to... Oh, actually does get the time stop pickup. I thought they were going to drop that. That's on me. That's on me.
Oh, okay. I was going to say it's a little awkward not going for the bomber into the wall stick, but it was a cheeky little reset right at the end there to make sure that you were still able to get the overhead.
Yeah, I also think like if you went bomber wall stick wall break, I think Nago may have actually lived just with like a sliver of health. Yeah. So keeping them in a reset potential in the pre-wall break situation, making it a little safer.
Yeah, I mean, just because Nagoriyuki now has that defensive lowering, the guts are still quite high, right? I think they're a 4 guts character, I believe. So, I mean, they do have a quite high effective health pool, even though they take significantly more damage in these higher bloods.
Duel 1.
So here we go. Game 4, chat.
And just early on from Fukiuushima, just being really defensive, just allowing the Axel block, trying to IB wherever they can, but will slowly encroach just like that. Beyblade gets another hit, and is going to allow them to keep the pressure up, but a good counter press from both players, forced to burst out.
Oh, and another counter already on the screen here for CreakyAxe. Able to get a couple good reads, but as soon as something goes wrong, all the health bar goes along with it.
But a good burst right there to actually just reset back out, and now Fukiuushima is at like too high of a blood gauge to really do anything super crazy with their special, so Axel gets to be a lot safer, checking with 5P, checking with the jump back JS, the stealthy special, but a 5H connects from downtown, gives them the chance to come in.
And chip is a real factor now, even though you're at 50 tension, has to spend it to stay safe off of that command grab whiff. Gets the command grab this time, nothing to follow it up with.
Yeah, and the immediate jump back right there with the rainwater, putting CreakyAxe to stay alive. Fukiuushima needs to find some like new major adaptation to really get it, because CreakyAxe looks like the download's been complete. 6H counter hit those the start they want.
Yeah, that is no meter spent and over 50% HP gone. That is a Nagoriyuki round.
Ending with the slash series as well to get that blood gauge ticking down further and further to allow them to be a little bit more aggressive. But CreakyAxe, once again, playing on the defensive, just trying to poke them out, not allowing them to do anything big but a counter hit JH.
And that was the burst bait attempt there. Held onto it for just so long, and then even after that huge jump in, only gets a crouching P.
That 5H Fukio 5H situation happening again and again and again, making them put into the opportunity to get that 2S to close the round right there.
So this is set point now for Fukiuushima. Just has to close out this one last round. Both players have burst. This is actually very doable for both sides.
Yeah, like a lot of Axel combos can be a little hard to burst as well, so Fukiuushima has to be like very precise where they press it, or else they can get blown up in a situation where they may not have been dead. But CreakyAxe just doing a really good job staying outside of that burst range, so if they do get a big hit, it can turn into their favor.
That risk gauge steadily climbing, now flashing. Oh, and there it is, finally the counter hit coming out for CreakyAxe. The regular throw doesn't RC it? Okay.
No, just wanted to hold on to it, was potentially saving the RC for a burst situation, but neither player even wants to burst right there. CreakyAxe tying it up.
Yeah, definitely taking it the distance, right? We said that CreakyAxe had a lot of work ahead of them, and they've put in that work. We're now finding ourselves heading into Game 5, 2-2 apiece. Fukiuushima definitely looking a little out of place suddenly.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, I think Fukiuushima had a really good read in the beginning against what they were wanting to do, but as soon as it transitioned, like, further into the game, as the layers progressed, CreakyAxe has just had a lot of different adaptations that they've been bringing to the table, and the call and response hasn't been as quick. So I think it's really up to both of them to try to, like, figure out that next layer of Yomi that they're on.
So, Game 5 for the first game of the night, by the way, chat. This is the first set of the day, heading to Game 5. Already a banger. And who's going to win round start?
Well, the jump back JS Fukiuushima has been a little aggressive, so I like the decision to just like down back and let the Axel do something crazy in the beginning. But right now they're both just trading out these neutral hits, trying to anti-air each other, but they're both staying on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, Nagoriyuki, fairly grounded character, other than the, you know, the forbidden air dash with the BRC, but oh man, look at the range.
Yeah, the range is good, and any time they try to use a special to win close, that blood gauge has just been building higher and higher, and the whiff burst as well, but didn't pick up the combo, so Fukiuushima still has one more chance.
Bars are still quite high on the blood side. Both players having plenty of tension to work with.
But Fukiuushima having to be really, really careful on when they burn that, because if they don't, they can just get hit immediately like that. CreakyAxe now sitting match point.
And the immediate water.
Yeah. They'd seen Fukiuushima be really passive in the last round, so they knew, like, hey, you know, it's a desperate situation. Sometimes you got to take those bigger risks. And CreakyAxe is doing a really good job of finding these risks to work out for them. Nice throw tech, though.
That was a massive counter hit, but at just the level 1 blood, not too scary of a moment to find themselves in. But they're going to pop, and with the block, is it enough? No punish?
No, yeah, they weren't able to punish it right there, so that gives Fukiuushima another chance, but a toss out of the sky, coming in with that air throw. CreakyAxe taking that one 3-2.
Yeah, CreakyAxe making the big adaptation halfway through the set, basically.
Because, like, this is, you know, this is rock beats paper in the matchup, not in sense of, like, you know, RPS, but just that, like, if Millia gets hit by a single Behemoth Typhoon, it's game's over. GG, shake my hand, go next. But Sundance can provide a lot of mixed potential that Goldlewis generally has a little bit of a harder time dealing with. Yeah. So really just see who gets to snowball their game plan first. And right now, Sundance looking like they're getting the snowball rolling down the hill right now.
Yeah, I mean, Goldlewis, not a very mobile character. Again, no double jump, only has, you know, the single air dash. So it's things that you have to pay attention to, and you got to play a lot slower. Whereas Millia is so fast, command dashing at you, using the Capel. Oh, alright, that's a lot of damage. Oh god.
But yeah, that's that big situation that you're looking for, to call in the laser beam, but Revilo, or Sundance, sorry, doesn't care. Just the immediate winger. Off that hit confirm right there, trying to set the momentum like, hey, we're just going to swing back and forth, but I'm always going to be the one to get the party started. So it's always going to try to turn in my favor, but Revilo says, no thank you, take this Behemoth Typhoon combo.
And basically round start, finding ourselves here at 20% remaining, sets up the drone. The drone just exploded. That was odd. It literally just exploded for no reason. But Behemoth Typhoon again, this should be enough to kill as long as we don't drop it.
Yeah, should kill right there, quick and easy. I think the drone exploded because it was a level 1 drone.
Oh, okay. I thought it was so it just for some reason.
I don't think it built up that high, but I could be wrong. I thought it was too early in it to matter, but that doesn't matter anymore as the Behemoth Typhoon pressure is coming out, and Sundance is getting hit again and again and again.
Revilo just doing the stomp across the yard. Gets the lockdown again and just elbows his way through to victory with a perfect even. Oh god.
Yeah, do it, like, keeping it really, really solid right there with just the constant pressure. There is one, like, interesting thing on this. Sundance does have a Sin. Like, I've definitely seen them play it in the past. So there could be a potential to switch over to that, you know, maybe playing a character that, like, not going to snowball as well as Millie does in a matchup like this, but you have, you know, just a higher health, a higher guts rate. You're going to be able to survive more of these hits coming through from Goldlewis, and you're going to deal more damage than the Millia is on a single combo string.
Yeah, but Sinzin's just such a tough position overall, I feel.
It is, but, you know, sometimes that last minute shakeup can be the big thing that allows you to take it. But Sundance keeping it with the Millia right now and finding a good JH hit right there on the mix, but Revilo just gold burst. Yeah. Same combo once again. Same combo again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're that afraid of the orbital laser, it's... I don't know what the answer is, because running at Goldlewis doesn't seem to be it. Nice YRC.
Oh yeah, he just goes for drone set right there, but a YRC out gets rid of the drone now, allows them to get the mix going. Couldn't pick him off that combo, so neutral reset. There's no neutral when they're speaking with Typhoon.
No, I mean, Revilo is very knowledgeable in this matchup. They have played quite a number of Millias, both here in Casa, because we had a Millia pandemic for a little while, but this character is also really gaining in popularity right now.
Yeah, I mean, both of them, I think these are two characters, less Goldlewis, more Millia, that people thought were a lot weaker until, everybody got to, like, a certain, like, understanding of the game, understanding how the character wants to be. Now, Millia stocks are skyrocketing right now, but right now, Revilo stocks are the ones that are going to be skyrocketing, and it's currently up 2-0.
So, it looked a little hairy in the very first beginning of the round one. Obviously round one going to Sundance, but ever since then, Revilo has just felt in total control.
Yeah, it's always been these, like, one-hit interactions into where you would see other characters try to go for, like a 5P, 5K, 2P mash to get out of these, like, mixed situations. Revilo has just always been opting for Gold Burst, and it's always been working, and it constantly checking Sundance's pressure with the immediate laser beam catch. But Sundance, right now, not trying to get into that situation in the beginning, just trying to keep the mix going left and right, high, low, where should we go?
Does corner themselves for a split second, but no harm, no foul. Drone on the field, chases him down, kicks out the leg.
Gold burst though from Sundance this time, gonna give them access to a lot of meter to potentially get some more mix going, but just normal burst out for Revilo.
Nice drone, gets the YRC out of him. 50 tension gone, no longer for offense, but we might actually have something here. Overhead.
Oh. That was really good. I think they were thinking they were just going to be able to get hit by the wall, broken out, and stay with the sliver, but Sundance got a good 6K reset right there. And now getting these 5-8, their JH is connecting and constantly just mixing them up.
Nice little shimmy there, dodging out of the Behemoth Typhoon that has been catching him. Take him to the wall, burst again, already out of Revilo.
I do like that from Sundance, though. They were just like sitting full screen, waiting to see what Revilo would do and bring the immediate counterplay to it. And it's been working out great for them this game. 6K comes out. Dead just yet.
Nice little sequence there with the RC 5K. Picking up a game. So Sundance not going out just yet.
Yeah, and that's like the counterplay to this. We saw, early on, Revilo was just getting hit after hit after hit, and these big Goldlewis hits always lead to a ton of damage. That's his gimmick, that's his shtick. But you saw once Sundance was able to reset the pace of the game down to be a little bit in their speed, just wait for Revilo to make a big play and then provide the counterplay to it. It's been working out great for them. And right now, Revilo is trying to change that with these very, very solid hits, not leading into big damage, but it's consistent hit into just tick-throw setups again and again and again, but a good mash out for Sundance.
Yeah, just Revilo doing a good job at switching up which Behemoth Typhoon they're actually, pressuring with, because unless you're a Goldlewis player, I don't think you're going to know the data for all of them. And even if you do, some of them look so similar that you might actually have to make a split-second decision and you could come up wrong.
Yeah, it's always really, really hard to deal with some, like, the amount of times you'll see people block the one that's like minus 13 and you ask them to say, I thought it was plus.
It's that simple, chat.
Yes, it's that simple. Right now, Revilo keeping it simple as well, just bringing the Behemoth Typhoon pressure, forcing Sundance to burn all their meter on these FDs just to push them out, just try to get their turn back with a good 2P check coming out.
And even with all that FD being spent in order to stay safe, you cannot stay safe from the Behemoth Typhoon, and that is going to be 3-1 here in favor of Revilo.
Yeah, Revilo doing a really good job, counting the sheep and all that, and just constantly mixing them up.
It's going to be a very fun time in about a month, actually, I think it is. So next up, we're going to have Elucid here on the P1 side and Butter on the P2. So the first Happy Chaos mirror of the night.
Potentially not the last, though, either. Yeah, there's one or two Happy Chaos players in here as well. I love Happy Chaos mirrors, unironically. I think they're really, really interesting because you get to see so much about player habits in these matchups and what they prioritize in a game. And like you saw early on, it was a walk forward versus a curse round start, and that just changes so much of this tempo. And right now, Butter being the one to get the party started with this wall break. Oh, try to go for a quick little sneaky reload, but it allowed Elucid to tech out, and now force him into the corner, but they'll just get yeeted back with that throw.
Yeah, I mean, Happy Chaos Mirrors, there's so much to pay attention to, right? Both players have to worry about their own health bar, their own burst bar, tension, but also the bullet levels, the concentration levels of not just themselves, but also their opponent. We saw Elucid get a second chance at life because Butters ran out of bullets. They had to go for that cheeky reload that wasn't quick enough, and they spent a lot of the rest of the round with not a lot of bullets.
Yeah, and it's always really like big to see like who cares about bullets and who cares about concentration, because I think that's the big divide on these Happy Chaos players is what resource they prefer and which one they're going to try to manage a little bit. Right now you see Elucid just willing to burn all these bullets, but the concentration goes out, and that's going to give Butter a big chance to get a huge combo off.
And we're going to have the Deus Ex Machina at the end here, choosing to spend it, gets the reload, the safe jump on the other side, but look at the concentration bar. It's at a pixel, so they're not really going to be able to do much with that here, and yeah, has to go for round start focus.
Yeah, it's pretty safe to get it off the Deus Ex Machina. Trying to get a wall break with a steady aim right there, but wasn't fast enough on the draw, but the JH keeping it burst safe with the backdash as well.
It's just, again, very interesting decisions from both players, and it's so different from, the release version of Happy Chaos Mirrors, right, where it was a whole lot of just shooting back and forth, curses and concentrations and things like that, where, now that it's a bit more mix heavy, and you can get some of these really nice normals out from Happy Chaos, like, there's a whole lot more thought going into these sequences.
There's a whole lot. Yeah, it just immediate spends the 100 bar into the RC Deus Ex Machina. That just guarantee the round. Don't try to do any cheeky resets. Not while your opponent has meter. Just try to kill them. Yeah.
That is one thing that I had a big question for Soul Bad Guy players for a couple of seasons now. I was like, why do you always go for the burst bait every time? You could have done so much more damage.
It's so I don't know why. I've asked them and they just go, I just always want to bait the burst because they're right. Like they're always baiting the burst, so they're always right.
True.
They're always right.
Either the opponent bursts and they get the big punish, or they don't burst and then they just Fafnir the medium, and it's like, oh, okay.
And the combo already dealt like 35% while baiting the burst, so it's all fine.
Already going through the wall. Just opted to not wait for the overdrive though, so not a whole lot of mix, and then just raw gunshot working out there for Butter.
Yeah. But now Butter has to stay very defensive, just hold down back as they ran out of concentration there. And now Elucid gets their opportunity to keep the pressure going. Nice 2K2D reload, just trying to keep those resources alive, and the triple overhead finally connects.
And 2K2D from Happy Chaos always feels like a guaranteed combo as soon as you're down to 1 or 0 bullets, right? Like every Chaos player is like, oh, I gotta get a knockdown so I can reload. Oh, might as well 2K2D.
Yeah, and if they 2K2D and it blocks, they're still safe, or they just bring the gun out and they're still safe even more. Always doing something to just try to make sure it's their turn. But the headbang comes out for Elucid. Tried to pick them up, but could not get the full extension.
Nice chase down there as well. Another knockdown off of gunshot, but hey, Butter's still in it. Gets the back throw.
Good backdash though, finally coming out. Didn't work the last time they had tried it.
We see one of the rare bursts against Happy Chaos.
You really have to use it when you can, because there's almost every Happy Chaos combo can be made burst safe if they want to. So if you find an opportunity to get in there and get some use out of it, whether it be normal burst or gold burst, it can definitely be a big factor. Because now, here we go, Butter getting into Season 1 Happy Chaos mode, just constantly keeping the pressure down, but tosses the roll so they'll stay alive and actually take the round with it.
Yeah, the throwing of the roll is something we're seeing a lot more of, even though it is a faster roll than on release, because players are finally realizing that this 2-frame defensive tool can beat out a potential gunshot. Not always, but potential gunshot.
If it works against Leo Whitefang, it might as well work against Happy Chaos.
I mean, Chaos does have a gun. It's a little different.
It's a little different. It's a little different. Nice 2K2D, gets the pickup with it as well. Should just be able to knock him down into the wall. Tries to go for a mix, but they're ready to block it this time. So now pressure coming through, but the 2K2D once again working out. BRC mix gets YRC. Say, no thank you, I'm good. I don't want to handle that.
I'm actually super interested that they're opting to use Clone in this particular matchup. It is fairly strong in a lot of other matchups in the game where the characters just don't have an easy answer to it. But like, it's Happy Chaos. Like, they don't have to interact with the clone. They can either go up and over or just fall away. Oh, yes, success from downtown.
Yeah, Superman Punch working out for them great right now. Not enough meter yet to be able to get the big hit, but Clone comes out, putting Elucid at a 1 pixel situation with the BR.
Oh my. That was grimy.
I fell out of my chair after that. That was crazy.
That was incredibly grimy. The BRC was a fairly correct call too. Using it to, I think they were trying to get YRC was what it actually was, because that would have flung them back defensively. But I don't know, because they got shot, right? There was a gunshot in there.
There was a gunshot. That was the confirm after the BRC. So I think they were looking to like preemptively YRC to bait out the to like beat out the gunshot, but instead they delayed the gunshot, so they got BRC. And then they didn't they didn't recognize to like shift their block or like press afterwards, but the gunshot was like already. It was a weird like that's a go back. You have to look at it frame by frame to figure out what exactly the correct answer was there.
Yeah. So through the wall we go with that Deus Ex Machina, gets the reload, high and low, both blocked, and then they get hit by the mid. Oh, this is gonna hurt right into another one.
Yeah, just chaining the Deus Ex Machinas. As long as you maintain that positive bonus, you get like such huge momentum with Happy Chaos. And Elucid has like already been showing really good momentum through this set, so I think this is just gonna bring them up even more. Sitting now, match point. Curse back. Both out, pulling the gun out immediately. That's the Happy Chaos round start we all want to see.
And just the immediate loss of concentration did put Elucid here on the back foot. Has to go for a little bit of an approach now. And look at this. They're actually having a focus after pretty much every shot.
Yeah, the focus being like going down so rapidly, curse is not applied, but Butter has been doing so good of landing those curse balls to come out and immediately be able to keep up their pressure steady, or concentration super now comes out, gets a reload with it as well, and Tap Dust gives them the kill.
So the worst series of events in the game right now is Happy Chaos getting the Tap Dust to connect.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to the moon. No wall stick just yet. Next one certainly will, though.
Concentration super out. Curse out once again. Yeah, this is peak season 1. You're just having to dash walk in. You're just having to be very, very careful. Elucid just keeps getting clipped and keeps getting chipped, so it's going to be hard to make a big comeback right now because Butter wants to play really defensively.
Can't beat him in the close-up mix game? Just shoot him. Only needs one more touch. Yeah. Actually beats the 2S with the 2P. Interesting.
Yeah, I think it was just a slightly faster of a press right there.
Yeah.
So caught the active frames.
So we are going to have at game 4 at least Butter able to take a game, forcing them to play. Now, the thought just came to me because Elucid is typically playing Testament on stream, so I don't think that's really a terrible matchup. It's not great, but
it is generally it's actually in my opinion it's Testament favored. I think they can handle a lot of the Happy Chaos pressure. Maybe not favored, but it's definitely like not a bad matchup for Testament, right?
Especially once Test gets the offense, like there's just nothing Chaos can do.
Exactly. But it really becomes like, do you think your opponent can, can you snowball your opponent? And maybe Elucid thought that they have to play a little bit more conservatively against them to be able to get that big game plan going. Instead, just want to keep the honest, neutral, good roll right there to get the side swap, but a counter hit trade. Gonna give Elucid another chance.
Didn't get the full link after the roll shot, but Butters showing them how it works. Taking another round. looking to take us to a game 5 after all the work that Elucid has put in to find themselves here. Nice little back throw. Oh, you got.
Yeah, getting got indeed. Now here you are, Wall Slump City. Have to hold all this mix. Almost blocked all of it, but the 2K hit right at the very end, forcing the burst out. Went for a little reload right there. That gave me a jump scare, I'll tell you what. But a nice Toadstool comes through to get a big confirm, but a mash out from Butter.
Yeah, that's another thing you love to see about these mirrors, right? Is that the players know where the gaps in the pressure are. They know when you can literally just bar your way through, and we saw Elucid go for a bit of a concentration spike there, and it was just the immediate response with a 2P.
Mm-hmm. It's the big recognition to Butter right there, just being really aware of that situation, of being because even a lot of times in the Happy Chaos mirror, sometimes you can be like, yeah, I'm getting pressured, yeah, I'm just gonna hold this and try to think about what I'm doing afterwards. But they were ready. They saw that immediate gap right there and was ready frame one just to be mash and P to get out of that situation.
So our second game 5 of the night already on screen.
You gotta go the distance sometimes. You gotta keep it honest and sticking with the Happy Chaos as well for this in the final set. Both try to be aggressive this time, but Butter is going to be the one to get the party started. Good backdash from Elucid though.
And even though you got the curse coming out there, it is still Butter's able to get the first shot off. But again, when you're that far away, concentration is a huge resource to be losing.
Good burst right there, and another good burst coming through, just popping them early when they can. Tried to get the steady aim out, but is getting whiff punished by Deus Ex Machina.
That's one way to reload your bullets, but not your concentration. Getting a little antsy, we're going to get the wall stick right into a reverse counter Deus Ex.
Yeah.
So what's the jump start? You could end it right here.
You could, but they're just going for the steady aim because they got a curse set right before that Deus Ex Machina as well, so they would have had a big potential just to deal a ton of chip damage. But Butter kept the aggression going on immediately afterwards, but the JH connects for Elucid, and now sitting match point.
So now, yeah, set point locked in, curse and gunshot already applied. Swiping away with that 2S. Such a crazy button, but Butter's trying to get anything started, and that is a big starter to be hitting with.
Yeah, the counter hit 2D gonna give a big extension, but right now just wanted to keep him not even in a wall break situation, just trying to mix him up. Tap Dust RC gets a reload with it as well.
I think the Deus Ex might have been a better option, but I think they were kind of locked into their inputs at that point, right? So the wall stick comes through, and then they're like, alright, I'm RCing my combo through. And
yeah,
last second they're like, oh wait, Deus Ex would have been great.
Yeah, it's the autopilot on the block string / combo and not getting the optimal thing, but sometimes you don't need optimals because you're Happy Chaos. Good roll through though for Elucid. Giving another knockdown, gets the reload, concentration super to keep them back up.
Oh, but ran out of bullets at the worst possible moment. Has the burst for the tempo. That's actually super grimy too. They really want to close this out, and they get it with the 7 JPs.
Look, sometimes you have to guts kill. Sometimes that's what you gotta do, and Elucid recognizing that at the very end to take that one, that got really scrambly. It's if the Faust is able to keep the momentum into their favor, it's very easy for them just to play the lane game, just play to poke. And then Leo has to take these big risks, just like MFCR, to take the big early or Meteor into bomb already. That shows Lurry is that Faust player.
Taken to the corner though, and when it comes to blocking, Leo's not a big fan of letting you do that. So taking him through the wall, we're at 100 tension, and immediately cashes out all 100. Oh boy. Yeah.
I mean, that's what you gotta do. Once you get that snowball going, you can't live anything up. Good command grab coming through there to bait up the DP. DP again, nope, just block. The safe jump setup going through, but another grab with the exploding Afro.
Afro pops right as the knockdown goes through, so... Oh, Trumpet Meteor? Oh, this is just bananas.
No bananas have been pulled just yet right now, but the ape is going wild with that run through into immediate combo. Once again, checks the low coming through. Back turn P connected, but it couldn't combo to the super.
It doesn't matter. It's still plus. So no fear. Gets the chase down on the mix, forcing Lurry to block again. That backdash was insane.
Good burst right there, but MFCR able to pick up the trumpet, forcing Lurry to have to go to the skies, not be able to get the game plan going, but mix in the corner, needs to take the round.
Just letting himself get hit by that. MFCR finding themselves here in round 3 after probably what could have been a very solid round minus that miss buffer. Oh, I love that change for Leo. They deserve that.
He definitely needed that for sure. Good backdash out of the JD set, but the scalpel comes through, and the third hit still comes out to beat up 2D punish.
That is... I can't think of any word other than unfortunate. That is safe for stream at the moment. Command grab connects. No RC afterwards, but we got the Afro. JD does not connect. That one does. Yo.
Yeah. Keeping it tight at the very end right there.
I love Faust. I love watching Faust. And I know he's not the same as old Faust, but man, this character is just goofy.
He is goofy. He's definitely he fills a very interesting role in Strive as well. I think compared to what a lot of other characters are, the more defensive zoner, with a quote-unquote projectile, he gets to be a little bit more creative in his routing, a little bit more aggressive, even just off the normals, not even needing any weird item toss situations.
And the normals have been buffed at least a couple times now, most notably giving additional pushback on a lot of the bigger buttons that Faust is rocking. So a little bit more space being added, bomb being pulled already, and
but they buffered the back turn already on there, so they weren't able to block the bomb in time, but they will be pushed back out. Banana will heal him up a little bit, but the run through in the corner with the immediate side swap mid. Larry's got to be careful.
Just again.
Yeah.
It's cheap. It's certainly cheap, but Leo players definitely needed that. So we get to see it a couple more times at least here as we do watch Lurry fighting for his life. That's the throw.
Yeah, recognizing the fake cross-up scenario right there, and the mini Faust keeping the command grab setup safe, forces the DP from MFCR afterwards. Oh, but the jump out, JH gonna punish the command grab now.
Yeah, Lurry is definitely fiending for these command grabs. Just, there it is again! Something about having the throw on fire is just so productive to Lurry's game plan at the moment.
See, big pickup. Are they gonna just go for a bomb set this time, not trying to get the close slash OTG?
Nice timing there to dodge the bomb, but a tap dust.
Goldberg comes out into the immediate item toss super with a bunch of 100-ton weights, a bunch of afros, and a bunch of meteors coming down. CR's be careful.
Did you lose off of the afro explosion? How can you even expect that timing? I know it's a set timing, but there was a lot going on screen.
There was a lot. There's a lot you have to pay attention to, and a lot you have to be ready for. But you saw Lurry was able to ready to confirm off the afro throw setup immediately, ready to get all these item tosses. Bomb down once again. But the horn picked up by Leo this time, but a good 6P.
Yeah, the 6P definitely a good tool to be used here, but catches the backdash again. Lurry taking him coast to coast, and another bomb.
With the wall break, gets the kill off as well.
Lurry doesn't take damage from the bomb explosion. MFCR does and gets plastered to the wall for their troubles.
Yeah, they had the fireproof jacket on. They were ready for it. They were ready for the big explosion to come through.
Listen, if you're a doctor handling explosives, you do need to get that heavy-duty jacket. They teach that at doctor school.
That is true. Yeah, year 3, right?
Yeah, exactly. Then year 4 is the magma level.
Just wait for year 5, the hairdressing level. That's when it gets crazy.
Then year 6 is just combining everything together so that you can have an exploding afro.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
Bit of a tough round start here. Burst getting baited, and look at how empty that burst bar is. Doesn't get the wall stick though.
Yeah, just slightly too far to get that last hit, but they won't need it right here. Back turn super coming through Doria. It kills. I thought he was alive. I thought he was alive with the pixel. Oh my goodness.
Lurry trying to fish out there with the 5 Ps, just making sure that, you know, Leo can't cheat their way in for free. Backdashes the JD again.
MFCR has been getting so many of these run-throughs to come out and like immediately going for another left-right mix him off of it, and Lurry's ready for it that time, but the timing on these 236Hs that are coming through have been so good for MFCR to get things happening, but yeah. Okay. Nice 2D counter hit, has to be careful though, no, Mini-Faust just running away.
Mini-Faust says, not my problem. So like when you see something going down in the dark alleyways of the city, you know it's not your problem, it's not your business, and you just keep strolling.
MFCR finally got the 6P confirm onto the mix in the neutral to take that round. You know, there's a really funny interaction that happens there in that last little bit that I've had come up once or twice, where the Mini-Faust does actually activate on hit and fling towards you, and if you time it right, you can get the D parry and back turn as the wall break. And it deals like a ludicrous amount of damage.
I certainly believe that. It is a Guilty Gear title. No, MFCR able to claim a W, finally getting themselves on the board. And this is where the adaptation starts to come in for them, right? They've already had 2 games to fend off this, you know, fiendish Faust. And again, just more items. But what is the option now? 6P, certainly a big one.
Yeah, these 6Ps have been working out really well, always catching Lurry out of the skies, just like the DP putting them from the skies into the ground. Another good confirm with the back turn setup and a good 5P mash out.
5 finishes beating the overhead there is something you love to see, but fast RC into some loops. Doesn't quite get the wall stick, so we gotta get the next one. There it is, right into the Whirling Blades of Death. That is more than enough damage to close out the round.
Yeah, didn't want to get the wall stick, knew that I think they would have been like just slightly alive right there, so went for the quick little reset, but that's going to give Lurry a chance in this round. Keep that neutral a little safe as that burst gauge has been built up even more, but counter hit 2D came through.
As the Afro applied, but nice little back throw, buying themselves a moment. Whirling Death again, not enough this time, but we got some fresh Oki. We got some good stuff, and just goes right through.
Yeah, the raw run through to the immediate run up command throw after the post YRC, and another one on the DP. That's why this command grab is so good. It shuts down a lot of Leo's, you know, wanting to mash that DP input. Tap dust RC, keep it safe, but the left right is not. MFCR tied it up 2-2.
Chat, they're going the distance. Yeah. This has been the longest 3 sets of Guilty Gear Strive here at Casa in a long time. 3 games, or 3 sets, 5 games each. You're going to be pushing it to the limit as we do head into our final game between MFCR and Lurry. I don't know who's going to take it anymore. MFCR has been making some really nice adaptations.
Yeah, but, you know, we see Lurry right now being able to turn on the aggression, and, you know, you're a Faust player. Sometimes the RNG is just into your favor into the last round, like with an early hammer and a nice 5P check on the back turn cancel. Burst comes out for MFCR, but gets command grabbed already out of it.
I didn't realize Faust was a grappler. I thought he was one of the unique characters, but definitely learning some things here. Bomb is set out there. Afro on fire.
Bananas down this time. MFCR does pick it up, and the 6P connects. Just taking the knockdown, not trying to get any big crazy extensions off of it right now.
Was that the first projectile we've seen from MFCR all set?
I actually think it was. I actually think it was the first sonic boom that came through. Nice Rekka first coming through. Gets the overhead set though.
Yeah, a couple mouse guard breaks in a row. Gets the hit. Gets the stick. 5P to close out the round. Set point now here for MFCR to earn their way into top 8 winners.
But Lurry not letting that get to them at all, just gets the immediate run up throw, and now checking them into the corner, trying to bait out these bigger presses potentially from MFCR, but MFCR keeping it safe.
Flash kick. Getting the party started with this back turn.
Oh, were you
Lurry teleported? That's huge.
I think they thought they were going to go for a front teleport there off that, so they just immediately reacted with the back turn super. But Lurry was able to stay safe and now gets another gold burst item toss. That's like 4 bombs and meteors out there.
It was 3 bombs meteors. What the heck? And now we had Hammer, Mini Faust, and 100 tons. RC though.
Yeah, all those items in your favor aren't going to matter when you've got to hold this mix. Caught them. MFCR taking that one 3-2.
We're heading into our first match here. We're going to have Saint versus Revilo, which means Kiske versus Goldlewis Dickinson. A king versus the something of absolute defense. Governor?
The secretary of absolute defense.
There it is.
But he's more like the secretary of absolute offense right now with this constant pressure coming through, doing a good job with these behemoth typhoons. But Saint able to try to take their turn back, but Revilo says no, stomp in the yard, send in the drone.
Yeah, good burst though. Well, actually, bad burst, not punished. So, is that a good burst? I don't know. It's not the pressure.
It's an alright burst, but a 6P is more than alright right there for Saint, keeping him down. Charge stun edge, Oki.
The Ruler Arc coming through. Didn't have the shock state applied, so not the safest option, but the PRC on the stun dipper. Oh, so scummy. That's good. That's some good Kiske right there.
Keeping it honest, just keeping it, checking with those toes, but the falling behemoth typhoon and the upper one right there, keeping Saint into the corner, having to hold all this pressure. Good clash, but the trade still ends in Revilo's favor with a wall splash.
And the round starts Stomp actually recognizing that they weren't going to be the first one to be able to make a move. They just hit a normal button, and the hitbox on that is so large that even with Saint just simply walking forward, they were forced to block.
Yeah, just like that. Once again, checking them with it, but a good DP on the dash cancel right there. But a nice check with the 2P on the pressure from Saint. Still having to hold this once again. Finally gets a good purple beat combo right there to kill.
And just like that, it's over.
Yeah, it's over. It's Goldlewis. It's always over.
It's always ogre.
Yeah.
So, Revilo, again, off to an early start here, taking that 1-0 lead. And Kiske is a character we actually don't see that much of anymore. A lot of the Kai players have kind of swapped over. Like, I know Kizzy went to Bridget. A couple of the other bigger ones have also swapped to some of the more solid characters on the patch right now.
Which I find really funny because you see Kiske still doing well at every single event. Yeah. This character is still more than able to handle a lot of what the meta brings. But there are definitely some characters that I think, like handle a little easier. And it definitely makes sense if you're trying to play this game, you're trying to win. Got to pick what you think is the best chance to win. And right now, Saint thinks that burst was their best chance to win.
Oh, and the drone just connects. That is unfortunate here for Saint. Being forced to block all this pressure again. The PRC making the guard crush count. Alright, that was cheeky. You don't typically see that overdrive.
Yeah, Sacred Edge actually has enough hits to blow up the drone, but it's not going to matter once these Behemoth Typhoons have been doing such a good job of always checking Saint's forward offense, and that jumping is another great check-in for that. Good DP.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the exact same things earlier when we saw Revilo versus Sundance, right? Sundance would try to approach either on the ground or in the sky, and there was a Behemoth Typhoon already waiting for them.
Yep, and like I said, there's another one. Revilo has been so good with these call-outs here, but Saint just burning the FD, just trying to pressure him out, but it's hit below. I didn't even know there was a hurt box in there.
It's a full 360 Behemoth, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, the one-up DP escapes the orbital strike, but still only had a pixel left.
Yeah, had to use that to escape the laser beam from downtown, but couldn't use that to keep the combo going, unfortunately. So that did give Revilo another chance to take that one. Goldlewis. Goldlewis.
This is some Goldlewis gaming, chat. Already
it is
2 2-0 over Saint here. Saint definitely has a little bit of work to do if they want to get this going. This could be our fastest match of the night so far. And this is for top 8, chat. Winner here gets to go up on the winner side.
Yeah, but now you see Saint being a lot more aggressive, getting that air extension with the JD. And now just trying to play the neutral, but you can't do that versus Revilo, who's been on point with these Behemoth Typhoons all night. Good JH once again gets the hit, and just constantly getting these hits left and right for some extra damage. But now you're in the mixed dimension.
And now you got to block too. The orbital strike comes through. Wires RC's right at the end. And you got scooped? Oh no, not like this, the 2P!
Saint does have DPRC to get out of there, still has burst on deck. They can keep it safe if they want, but I think they're holding burst for the next one because you're getting chipped out with the Skyfish from downtown.
And even if you didn't just get straight up hit, like you said, not enough FD in the world to keep you safe at that point. Big trade there, but the JD, oh no.
Hitting right at the tip right there, and the burst gets baited, but not able to get a big punish on it, so Saint still has another chance. Well, Revilo is just barreling down the screen. Nice XP.
Alright, able to get a nice little starter there. Does get the wall stick as well, but with no tension left over, they can't get an overdrive. We're back to neutral! Oh no, not like this! I think you're dead. Oh, we're churning. How many? How many? The sheesh to end all sheeshes.
He did minigun aggressive style, which can really, spice games up. You can see these crazier things come through. I want to see if CreakyAxe can deal with that kind of doggo again. Right now you see already Fukio into DP twice in a row. Fukio again with the 2K clash, but TestYourLuck keeping the pressure going off this, trying to find any way to lower that blood gauge, and the blood-sucking universe does come through.
No shot. That's another thing that TestYourLuck does, is they just don't care for their blood meter. They constantly explode. And this is another opportunity, but I mean, they have the last pixel remaining and just dashes right through the Rinsen.
Yeah, the clone coming through to check the Rensen right there. Unfortunately, that JD whiff for them at the wall, just like a slightly too late of a press, so they didn't get the win there, and having to spend their burst to just stay alive, but TestYourLuck trying to make things happen, and CreakyAxe now recognizing, okay, this is the kind of doggo I'm dealing with, I've got to be able to challenge them again and again and again, but TestYourLuck always finding the hit when they need it.
And that is definitely enough damage to close out the round there. And I mean, coming through with that big connection, and man, TestYourLuck is just dialed to 11 at all times.
Yep. Yeah, and like I was just saying earlier, that's what he wants to be doing. He wants to always be pressuring. He wants to always be making you make the mistake, not him. And does that so with a much more like wild and erratic kind of play style compared to a lot of other Nagos that you'll see, across the United States.
Game 2 start. Let's see, a little bit more of a tempered start from both players, but it's still TestYourLuck to get the first hit.
Yeah, just ending in this last series, trying to control that blood gauge where they can, but there we go, the Fukio into the DP again, but not able to get it. Double Fukio comes through, that blood gauge is ticking up, but TestYourLuck is always able to stay just before blood break.
I don't have any thoughts on that round, chat. I'm just awestruck. Everything just worked out there for TestYourLuck somehow. Finally gets interrupted on the Beyblade. And this might be CreakyAxe getting a second life, but man, they can't be getting counter hit like that.
Good burst coming through though, and another good pickup afterwards, getting the Axle Bomber to keep them into the corner. And now TestYourLuck has to be very careful, but they don't care about that blood gauge because that close slash is coming through. And you're just dead with the super follow-up right here.
Yeah, this is going to break the wall. It's going to break the health bar. This sets TestYourLuck up to be 2-0 on the scoreboard. Just dominantly looking at this top 8 winner side spot.
But we saw the same thing with Fukiuushima in the last match. like CreakyAxe was down 0-2, and then got the full run back. They got, they were able to, figure out how the Naga was playing, what they want to do, and how to deal with it. So potentially CreakyAxe could, make that big comeback, but we will have to see.
And we did see this, right? This is how the first set went with CreakyAxe going up against Fukiuushima. It was 2-0. CreakyAxe made some adaptations, took some deep breaths, managed to claw back a reverse 3-0. But those two matches that Fukiuushima won did not look like these two matches that TestYourLuck just took.
That is true. Yeah, they definitely were a lot more back and forth, a lot more balanced. TestYourLuck has been, like we were saying, setting the tempo of this, always being the one in control of everything. So we'll have to see if they can keep that up, or if CreakyAxe can make the downloads, make the changes they need. Turn 0 into 1 here, but now the Beyblade counter hit comes down and getting a huge hit. Already 50% of the health gone, but that blood gauge is almost full.
It just stopped at the edge. Just barely. It was like, nope, not today. And I think TestYourLuck was actually setting up for another DP there before getting slightly interrupted. Dodges under the sickle, but it's not enough. That was a burst bait combo.
Yeah. Alright, PRC after the slash series gets the blood gauge going down a little bit and allows TestYourLuck to keep their turn, but BRC bite coming out. And TestYourLuck's at match point now.
And just starts the round with another 15% casually and steals the burst.
Alright, nice JS right there, just getting the hard knockdown, just constantly trying to poke him, knowing that they've got to play a little bit safer, a little bit slower, so that TestYourLuck does these big options and you can blow him up for it, but just toss out of that pressure sequence.
That back throw just did so much damage to CreakyAxe's health bar, and his blood gauge is incredibly high for where we're at, and you still get the command grab? Oh boy.
Yep, and that's TestYourLuck taking it 3-0, recognizing, hey, my blood gauge is high, you've been blocking a lot, how about I...
Any of these counter pokes that Itachi's Legacy is throwing out. Wow, the patience to wait for the kite, but still comes down with a button, does Itachi's Legacy. Are we going to stay same side? Yes, we are. We're going to go for the throw on the reset. A second throw? That was going to be 3.
Yes. You always go for 3.